Thank you. Thank you very much.
It is really important to understand essential functions under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Now, first of all, if someone is classified as being disabled, which by now you should understand that millions more people will be classified as being disabled under the ADA than were previously. So now you have to reasonably accommodate somebody with a disability. And what does that mean? It means moving non-essential functions, possibly. If something is a non-essential function and it is a reasonable accommodation to give that duty to somebody else, then that's what you're going to have to do. So yes, the ADA does require, in certain instances, that you give duties of someone's job to somebody else to do. Golden rule. Make sure that you identify your essential functions. Go through your job description. How much does somebody have to lift? How long do they have to sit? Is it an essential function that they have face-to-face contact with clients or coworkers? Is it an essential function that they go to work on time? That stuff had better be in there. If something is an essential function, it's golden. You don't have to give it to somebody else. Now, not just anything is an essential function. Those are functions that are fundamental to the performance of the job. Well, how do you determine that? Well, the EEOC has broadly defined essential functions into three main categories. The first one is the position exists to perform these functions. So if you take these functions away, the reason for the position goes away. Or there are a limited number of employees available and able to perform those functions, so they can't be distributed to other people. The function is so highly specialized so that the incumbent in the position is actually hired for his or her expertise or ability to perform that particular function. That's the gist of what an essential function is going to be. The EEOC has given us 7 factors to use in determining whether something is actually an essential function. Now, not one of these factors is going to be the great miracle that tells you if something is an essential function. It's a collection of them all. But you need to make sure you're taking all of these into account when you are determining what an essential function is, because the EEOC is going to use this list and second guess you. First and foremost, yes, the employer's judgment is a factor. It isn't the factor, but it is a factor to consider. What does the employer think is an essential function? Here is the big up-and-comer. Job descriptions prepared before you advertised the job or interviewed, or basically before the issue came up. Hint, hint, hint. If you have not updated your job descriptions, do it. This is very important. The courts are looking at job descriptions, and I'll tell you, basically, if you haven't put it on a job description, then a lot of courts are saying it must not be that important. And you got to do that before the issue arises. So yes, putting essential functions on the job description is critical. And not just other duties as assigned. If something really is essential, it'll be spelled out. The amount of time somebody spends performing the function. Now again, that's not dispositive. There could be things that you don't spend that much time doing, and they're really critical to the job, but it does make a harder argument. But the amount of time that you spend is an important consideration. The consequences of not requiring the employee to perform the function. Okay, what would happen to the job if the employee didn't do it? The terms of a collective bargaining agreement. Yes, the National Labor Relations Act, in a lot of instances, trumps the ADA. So if you've bargained something in a collective bargaining agreement that says that this is what such and such or a certain person has to do, or seniority or something, that's going to be given a lot of weight. The past experience of incumbents. What have you always done in the past? That carries a lot of weight to show this isn't something we're just making up right now. And the work experience of employees who are currently doing similar types of jobs. Maybe not the exact same job, but a similar job. The EEOC is going to look at all of these factors collectively to see if something looks and smells like an essential function. But I'll tell you right now, number 2, job descriptions prepared before the issue arose. You better have that one there. You better have that one there, because that's a litmus test. If it really was important, you would have taken the time to put some ink to it.